A tire shop employee looked me dead in the eye, handed me my keys, and said, "You're good to go." 3 days later, a master mechanic put my car on a lift, stared at my tires for about 10 seconds, and said, and I'm quoting him directly, "Whoever did this could have gotten you killed." Same car, same tires, two completely opposite verdicts. And here's the part that should terrify you. I had no idea anything was wrong. The car drove fine. The tires looked fine. I had just paid a shop I trusted to do a job, and I drove away thinking I was safer than before. I wasn't. So today I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, what was done to my car, why it was dangerous, and more importantly, I'm going to show you the specific things that shops get wrong all the time that most drivers have absolutely no idea to check. Because if this happened to me, it's almost certainly happened to you, or it will. Stay with me, because the third mistake I cover later in this video is the one that kills people on highways, and it's also the one shops do most often because it saves them 15 minutes of work. The incident. Here's the backstory. I had a slow leak in my front passenger tire. Nothing dramatic, just losing about 2 psi every couple of days. I took it to a shop I'd used before, told them to patch it, rotate the tires, and do a basic inspection. Routine stuff, cost me about $80, took 45 minutes. 3 days later, I'm at an independent mechanic for an unrelated oil change. He puts the car on the lift, rolls out from underneath, and asks me when I last had my tires rotated. I told him 3 days ago. He walked me over to the rear of the car and pointed at the tires. He asked me if I could see the small arrows molded into the sidewall of each tire. I'd never noticed them before. I looked, there they were, small directional arrows indicating which way the tire is supposed to spin when the car moves forward. Both of my rear tires were mounted backwards, not slightly off, not a borderline case, completely definitively backwards, the arrows pointing in the opposite direction of travel. Now, here's where I need to pause, because a lot of people watching this right now are thinking, so what? A tire is a tire, round is round. Does direction really matter? Yes, dramatically, and the physics behind it are not complicated. Why directional tires exist and what happens when they're reversed. Directional tires are designed with a specific tread pattern, usually a V-shape or an aggressive asymmetric groove, that is engineered to channel water outward and away from the contact patch as the tire rolls forward. This is not a marginal improvement. According to testing published by Tire Rack, directional tires mounted correctly can reduce wet stopping distances by up to 25% compared to the same tire mounted in reverse. That is not a small number. At 60 miles per hour, 25% of your stopping distance is the difference between stopping before the car in front of you and hitting them with full speed. A 2019 study from the National Highway Transportation Administration found that tire-related factors contributed to approximately 11,000 crashes per year in the United States. Improper mounting, including reverse directional tires, is listed as a contributing installation error in that data. This is not hypothetical. People are dying because of exactly this mistake. The second thing shops get wrong. Now, I told you I'd get to the mistake that happens most often, and this is it. When you get a flat tire, especially if it happens on a weekend or at a shop that's short on staff, there is enormous pressure to get you in and out quickly. If your specific tire isn't in stock, some shops will put whatever they have on the car and not tell you the full implications. Mixing tire types, specifically putting a summer performance tire on one axle and an all-season tire on the other, is not a minor inconvenience. It is a handling crisis waiting to happen.
Here is why this matters at a physical level. Summer tires and all-season tires have fundamentally different rubber compounds. Summer tire rubber is formulated to stay grippy at higher temperatures. All-season rubber is formulated to remain pliable in cold. At any temperature below about 44 degrees Fahrenheit, a summer tire's compound begins to harden significantly, reducing its grip dramatically. So imagine this. You're driving in early November. It's 40 degrees outside. Your front left tire is an all-season, performing normally. Your front right tire is a summer compound, now running on essentially hardened rubber with a fraction of the grip. You brake hard. The two front tires respond completely differently. The car pulls. If you overcorrect, you've lost it. This scenario was documented in a 2021 case study by Continental Tire's engineering division, which tested braking performance on mixed tire configurations. The results showed that a single mismatched summer tire on a cold front axle extended braking distances by over 30% and introduced measurable yaw instability, meaning the car began rotating around its vertical axis during emergency stops. That's a spin at highway speed because one tire was the wrong type. Run flat tires and the mistake that ends lives. This is the third situation I promised you, and I want you to pay close attention because run flat tire misuse is responsible for sudden catastrophic blowouts, and it happens because shops don't tell customers the critical rule. Run flat tires are designed with reinforced sidewalls that allow you to continue driving after losing air pressure, but only under very specific conditions. The manufacturer limit, consistent across Bridgestone, Michelin, and Continental run flat lines, is 50 miles at no more than 50 miles per hour after pressure loss. That's it. That is the entire operational window. What shops sometimes do, especially shops that don't specialize in run flats, is patch a run flat that has been driven on while flat and put it back on the car. This is not a repair, it is a delayed catastrophe. Here's what happens structurally when a run flat is driven on flat beyond its design threshold. The reinforced sidewall, which is under enormous stress when unsupported by air pressure, begins to experience internal delamination. The layers of the sidewall separate microscopically. From the outside, the tire looks completely normal. It holds air again after patching. It passes a visual inspection. And then, typically between 200 and 800 miles later, the sidewall fails completely. Not a slow leak, a structural collapse. At highway speed, a sidewall failure on a front tire will send your car off the road before your nervous system has time to process that anything happened. Bridgestone's own technical documentation explicitly states that a run flat driven beyond its zero-pressure operational limits must be removed from service and replaced, not repaired. That documentation exists because the alternative is what I just described. So here is what you do starting today. When a shop rotates your tires, before you drive off the lot, walk around the car and look at the sidewall of each tire. If there is a directional arrow molded into the rubber, verify that it points forward relative to how the car moves. This takes 90 seconds. It could save your life. When you replace a single tire after a flat, look up your existing tire's speed rating, load index, and whether it's a summer, all-season, or winter compound. Write it down. Make sure what goes on the car matches. If the shop can't match it, go to a shop that can. And if you have run flat tires and you drove on one while it was flat, even for a short distance, tell the shop that. Do not let them patch it. If they tell you it's fine, get a second opinion, because the people who won't tell you it's not fine are the same people who will hand you your keys and say you're good to go. The tire shop employee who made this mistake wasn't malicious. He was probably rushed, probably undertrained, and probably figured it was close enough. Close enough isn't good enough when your family is in the car at 70 miles an hour in the rain. Check your tires tonight. Look for the arrows. It takes less time than watching this video did, and now you know exactly what you're looking for.